Hey there, Ashlyn. Martha Miller here with your town tea for the week of May 5th. So, council met this week and there were quite a few things on the agenda, but for the purposes of the town tea today, I'm going to talk about just one of them because there was quite a lot of public input around this issue. There was the topic of homelessness in our community that came up. We've been receiving comments from the community increasingly so over the last year, as well as just seeing around town what you would call much more visible homeless, right? Individuals on street corners, as well as those camping on some of our public property, especially in the corridors around Hill Carter Parkway. This, of course, is of great concern to the community and to our council and town staff because this is a health and safety issue for those individuals, and no one really wants to see anyone living like that in our community. And so council asked staff many months ago to kind of work on some potential solutions to help alleviate some of this issue, specifically around those individuals kind of camping on public property. And so town council heard from Josh Farah, our town manager, around kind of what town staff have been looking into and actions taken to date. And I just want to go over those with you very quickly. And then you can, of course, get the full rundown in the minutes or in the video from our council meeting. And so, what the town manager is suggesting is a blended approach to try to alleviate some of these issues. And that approach is a mix of legal, financial, and community engagement tactics. The legal tactic would be a ban on an ordinance that would ban camping on public property. That would be passed potentially at the second meeting in May, but also not be enforced until much later in the year. And the reason for that is to allow the other two tactics to kind of play out. And so when it comes to financial, the town manager is suggesting that the town create a mechanism through the Ashland Foundation to work with a homelessness services organization, something like a Daily Planet or Catholic Charities, to provide targeted outreach services to these individuals to try to get them into a stable housing situation and the wraparound services that they really need to kind of get out of kind of a state of chronic homelessness. So that would be one aspect of it. The other would be a public education campaign. So that would be working to get the information out to members of our community that are concerned about kind of the root causes of systemic homelessness and how to really help these individuals in meaningful ways. And so there would be a lot of information flowing from us to you in the community about how you can really get involved and help, and as well as learn more about kind of what the town and the county are doing. Speaking of the county, I want to make it very clear, and Mr. Farah made this clear as well at his meeting, that this is a little bit of a tricky issue for town staff, meaning we see it as a great community concern. We ourselves personally are very concerned about this issue, but the town does not provide social services. We rely on Hanover County and we partner with them to provide those services. So in terms of what the town is able to legally do to assist these individuals or help alleviate this problem, we have to kind of go with what is in our wheelhouse. We do not have social services here internally, nor do we have a lot of budget or revenue to throw at initiatives related to social services, right? And so that's why this blended approach is being suggested by our town manager, because these three things are kind of all within the capacity of the town to actually execute and do. Following the presentation, we heard from a large list of stakeholders, many and most of them representing nonprofits that work actively on homelessness services and housing issues. A couple off the top of my head that we heard from are Moments of Hope, Hanover Churches Network, Hanover Safe Place, and they expressed that they were not in support of an ordinance that they feel would criminalize homelessness, but they certainly understood that the town needed to do something. Many of them offered their services, their assistance, suggested ways in which maybe a task force or something can be formed to work together. Overall, it was a great conversation, really good comments. I love personally seeing a lot of feedback from the public. That's exactly what we want to see in our public meetings like that. And so it was a really kind of educational evening, I think, for everyone involved. And then council will be bringing this up for a potential vote at the second meeting. And the vote would not be around the financial and community engagement efforts. Those, frankly, are probably going to happen regardless, right? But the vote would really be around the ordinance, around public public camping. And so more to come on that. And again, if you want to get more into that issue and learn a lot of the backstory, or if you have comments you would like to share, log onto our website. There are ways to do that, and you can check the town minutes for that. So again, but if you're interested in the issue, mark your calendar for May 20th for the next council meeting at 6:30 here at Town Hall. And again, look for more information coming from me around public education around homelessness in our community. And thanks to all of our speakers who came out to provide their public input. It's really valued. So shifting gears, that's all I have on council, but a couple of upcoming items that I want to just note for you all. Council related is it is open season right now for declaring candidacy for town council seats. We have 2 seats up for election in November. So this is the time that if you're considering running for council or interested in it, you should probably start getting your paperwork ready. You do have to have a certain number of signatures and make sure you meet the other candidacy requirements, because all candidacy filing paperwork is due on June 17th to Hanover County Board of Elections. Again, you file that paperwork with Hanover County, not with the town. There is election information on ashlandva.gov. If you go there under the government tab, you'll see a drop down that says election information. Everything you need to know about considering running for our council is in there, or any local office, frankly. So I encourage you, if you're interested to learn more, then please reach out, seek out that information, and get on it if you want to get on the ballot for November. And then a couple events coming up. Our farmers market is up and running for the season. It's so great to see that lively activity out here in front of Town Hall. That's every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So be sure to check them out, shop local, and support our local makers and producers and farmers. And then next week is National Police Week. And so I always like to give a shout out to the best police department around, Ashland Police Department, and our officers who serve our community so ably, as well, of course, as the Hanover County Sheriff's Department, who also serves our community. So if you see a police officer this weekend or next week, please say thank you. They do appreciate it, and they honestly aren't thanked enough. So we are very fortunate in this community to have such a great community-focused police force. And then finally, of course, Sunday is Mother's Day. If you didn't know that, this is your reminder. Do something for the mothers in your life. They deserve it. And I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next time.